The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi everybody, CamiBaker.com here. Super excited to invite you to watch us today on the Happiness Jungle TV show with my fabulous guest that I met through social media and have now become fast friends with because she actually lives in my area. That's right, social media can actually lead to a social friendship. Imagine that, Miss Lucy, that we met through social media and actually can put our hands on each other. Nice, nice. And the minute we met, we had instant chemistry.
We hugged.
We did. And it's so nice to meet someone that you can hug and just sit down and have girl chat with immediately.
It's great to get to communicate with each other and have a feeling for each other, you know, before anything starts going on, you know, so it's really cool.
Well, I like to say all the time, words are good. Using your mouth and the phone is better, but when we have this, whether it's on video or face-to-face and just being with somebody, that's when the energy can really flow.
Oh, yeah.
So you saw me on Facebook. You were stalking me a little bit on videos and things. But then we got together, we started talking about your business.
Yes.
And the show today is all about you, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So talk to me. You're an entrepreneur. You're a very successful woman who works from home. Let's take a big step back and talk a little bit, because our viewers today are watching the Happiness Jungle TV show. They want to live a happier life. They want to be successful personally, business-wise. They just want to have inspiration. So talk to me about that. What does it look like for a woman who's starting out to step into business? Where'd you start?
Okay, well, you're coming from a family from Portugal, Azores, that believed hard work and mom being home with the kids, not working outside, being there for the husband and everything. So I always thought it was that, you know. But when I went to high school and then I had to do an internship at a travel agency in Harvard Square, it clicked. I was having too much fun with the traveling and helping people to go for their dream vacations, and it just clicked. I said, this is what I wanted to do.
So you actually got a job at a travel agency, and then from there, it was like, oh, okay, I can do this. This is what I want.
So I did it for a little while,
yeah,
and then got married, had children. And that time it's hard because years, I'm going back now, that travel agencies didn't have home base. So I left. And I came home and took care of my kids, and I did part-time jobs here and there, mostly like been an Avon rep for many years, had a downline, very successful, but it's something I really didn't want to do.
I could see you being a Mary Kay rep.
Yeah. So Avon was my thing. I was out there going crazy, you know, so I loved it. But when the kids now, my son's 20, my daughter's now 17, a few years back, I said, you know, we're not going to be needing mom and dad that much, especially mom, you know. So I said, I think I'm going to go back to what I love. And we had an opportunity about almost 4 years ago to buy a franchise. And I told my husband, and he goes, well, go for it. Do something, you know. And I'm like, okay, I will. And I did it. Bought the franchise, Dream Vacations, which is part of World Travel Holdings, and became Chesna Travel Agency.
And have a brick and mortar location and the whole deal.
Yep. I started at home because I wanted to get used to it. Or I think in my head, I wanted to see if I can really do it. And with that, I just kept it getting a little better. And just, it was getting to the point that it was getting stale being at home. I didn't want to be home because I like being out and talking to people and meeting people and just different things. So my friend Laura, who had a photography studio, had an area that was open, and I said, would you like to join forces? And she says, I was just thinking about you. And I said, okay, think about it more, let's do it. And that was it.
Well, it's just like when KFC and Taco Bell.
Exactly.
That's who you are. You're KFC and Taco Bell, and you're together sharing expenses and also sharing clientele.
Yes.
Because sometimes the person that comes in for chicken wants taco.
Exactly.
Are you the chicken or the taco?
I'm more the chicken, I think. Maybe. But it's true that I mean, she's a photographer, so she does a lot of families and she does a lot of pictures for weddings and different things. And they come in and they need a honeymoon or they haven't even thought about a honeymoon, and I'm right there for them.
It is.
So it's like a sister force that we can work together, and being women, we can help each other out doing things. And I drag her out to go to places, and she takes me out. So it's a really good. I love it. I love it.
It's
a
a
lot.
complementary collaboration.
Yes.
Collaborative partners that are in synergy and have the same type of clientele. So that's awesome.
Yes.
And we joke a little bit about you being the dream maker. So
Yes,
talk
yes.
to me about some of the vacations that you've put together for people.
Oh, let's see. Disney is like the thing for families. They love Disney, and I love Disney myself. Been there a few times with
One
the
of my
kids.
favorite places on the planet.
Yes. I've done also trips to Italy. I've done trips to Germany. We did the Caribbean with a lot of the cruises. I am doing now, I just finished up doing a honeymoon for all inclusive. And then but it doesn't have to be anything I've done already. Like I have someone going away this weekend to New Hampshire for a little retreat. So it doesn't have to be always far and all exotic. I've done even New Hampshire, USA area. So it's a lot of fun. It is.
Well, speaking of that, let me ask you the question that everybody thinks.
Okay.
Why in the world would I hire you when I can go online and get my own tickets?
You know, that is a good question. People, literally, they asked me, I had an email that said the same thing.
Right?
And I said, exactly. If it's 3,000 online and it's 3,000 with me, this is the difference. You get me. You don't get an 800 number. You get my personal cell phone. You get me from the beginning of your vacation planning all the way when you come back home.
Now, wait a minute. Are you saying that it's the same price if I get it online or get it through you?
Yes. Because the best thing is we get perks and incentives. So there are things that the vendors will give us more as a travel agent than you would see it online. So say if a trip is a certain amount, I can probably beat that or have the same price. And sometimes if it's more than what I give you, I can go back to the vendor and I can fix it. I can pretty much 9 out of 10, we can get that price for you.
See, that's so important that people know that they know that they can have somebody that they can talk to that's not the third-party website where you can never get a hold of anybody. That is super important that they know it's not going to cost them anymore. When I was in real estate, one example I can give is mortgage brokers. You know, if you go straight to Bank of America or straight to Wells Fargo, et cetera, that's one thing. A broker can broker any and all of them, and a lot of the times, for whatever reason, and I don't know, they can actually get a better deal.
Yep.
Like you said, get perks and or a better percentage, even though they're getting paid too. I don't know how that whole thing works, but it's the same thing for you.
And with me, you can call me in the middle of the night and say, oh my gosh, I forgot something.
Not that you want them to.
Not in the middle of the night, but I had somebody call about 8, 9 o'clock at night and saying, oh my gosh, I forgot that my father-in-law needed wheelchair to get to the destination, to the airport to the plane and all that. I said, okay, where? Everywhere. So from Boston to Italy, from Italy to the Greek islands, I'm like, oh, okay. So at 8, 9 o'clock at night, I'm calling everyone, and I got it done. You wouldn't get that if you were calling 800 number and said, hey, I forgot something. Yeah, you're not going to, because they're done by, 6 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, and my phone's on until right before you have to leave.
Well, I just spent an hour on an 800 number for something totally different, but I'm right in that energy of, I wish I had Lucy to help me, because I was not enjoying that 1-800 number. So that's awesome to know. How do you let people know that? Like, how do you find people that will come to you because they understand, look, this is a real person. It's not that it's going to cost me $500 more to use her. It's that it's actually the same price. And sometimes I even get more for my money.
I do a lot of networking.
Yeah.
That's the base of what I do. And I do a lot of events that lets me in. If there's a general people that will find interest, I do a lot of like family theme events, honeymoons, wedding, bridal expos.
Oh, okay. So like
Yeah.
expos and things.
Expos. I do every year the Hudson Home Days, which is an event. They have a 4-day event with rides and all the anything that had a vendor interest. I'll go and promote my agency.
Do you ever do any speaking?
No, but I've done classes that people have come to me, to my office or to the library. I usually used to do, and I do like different travel theme classes, like Cruising 101. And about had 20, 25 people come. Sometime they knew, some of them have been cruising since before I was even born, to tell the truth. But there's still questions they want to ask, and there's new things coming up and new ships that are coming up they didn't know, especially for certain kind of cruise line they're interested in. I also coming up now, I'll be doing Alaska. So I'm going to be doing a class on Alaska for the inner and outer passage, and I'll be doing the cruising section and a land section. So you can have both worlds, or if you just want to do land or just do cruising. So I do that also.
Could you do like backstage of Disney World kind of a thing?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh I could, yes.
Oh, I'd
a lot
sit
of
in
those,
on that just to
yeah,
hear about it.
all the passages and everything, yes.
Is it true that you can stay in Cinderella's castle?
Yes, you can.
Get out.
Yeah, you can stay.
Can you arrange that for me?
I can try.
In Cinderella's castle.
Breakfast you can have there too.
Well, breakfast I know you can have with the characters,
Yes,
but to
maybe.
actually stay in the castle
Yeah.
on the property inside Disney
There's a
World.
special thing going on that they do, that they, like once at a family or a 4, they can be there. It's pricey, but it's,
Can you also take a tour in the tunnels underneath?
they used to, but they're doing a lot of changes, so I'm not sure what they're doing, because I know I have a webinar to go to very soon. So, but yeah, they used to do that too.
I love the behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to Epcot, I'll go to the behind the scenes thing, and when they show how they grow plants without
That's
any
my
dirt
favorite
and all
part. I
that.
love Epcot.
And I also did the behind the scenes when I went on a cruise a couple years ago. I went on a cruise and they had the behind the scenes thing where they took you down through the bowels of the ship.
Yes, they still do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I find it fascinating. They talked about how there was like 2,500 people on the boat as far as customers, and like 800 crew to take care of those people.
Yes.
And a lot of them are down below all day, every day, weeks at a time. And they only come up whenever the ship docks.
Yep.
They're like mole people.
Yeah, kind of like that, but yeah, it is. And then for bigger ships, they have a lot more people.
And they
I
are,
mean, our ships they're getting so big now, they have 5,000. So you need at least 1,300 people.
wow. Now, could you also do a class on like haunted castles of Europe?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Girl,
Yes. Yes.
We need to get you rocking and rolling
Yes, we
with
do.
some very, very
Yes,
cool
yes.
classes.
Well, I do a lot of groups. That's a lot more of the fun they like to do. And sometimes it's people that don't even know each other. Usually what I'm trying to do now, I'm starting to have I'm creating already groups, tours for different things for Europe and for USA and just different areas that people would like to go together, meet each other, like love the same style, like ghost stories and haunted houses or, the castles or anything, and then get together, meet all, and just go and do it.
Well, from a marketing perspective, how do you find 10, 15, 20 people that all want to go to Europe?
I usually like to do is go to groups that are on Facebook that are themed with that, or meetup groups.
You smart thing, you.
I try. I listen to you a lot too. But it is. It's almost like scrapbooking. I've been doing it for 20 years. So you want to go where not mostly just specific things, but in general. Like my husband's a motorcyclist, so I'm almost done with being partnership with Easy Rider, which they will do tours, and you can rent a motorcycle, and we can
Nice.
do tours. Go cross country. You can do US, any part of USA. You can even do internationally. So.
And you
yeah.
could also do it with RVs.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. You could do that too. And I have other things on works too. So.
And I got something a few months ago about for people like myself who likes to be the digital gypsy and like to go travel. I like to travel and I like having my laptop and being able to work from anywhere, anytime, but it gets so lonely. The last time I did it, I was on one hand, I was like, wow, I'm in Florida and I have my laptop and I think, well, if I'm going to be on my laptop doing this, I might as well see the beach as opposed to being in the cold in the Boston area. But then I realized just how lonely it was, like really lonely. So could you put together a whole bunch of nomads that could travel
yeah,
together?
I did one about a few years back for singles that wanted to cruise, but it's very expensive when it's just one person in a cabin. You're paying basically a full price. So what we did is got everybody, if anybody who's singles want to get together, male and female, get together. The guys would be in rooms. The
Yeah.
girls would be in rooms, but then we would have singles night at the cruise. They all meet at the bar.
I want to do that.
They
That
meet
sounds
at the
like
bar,
fun.
and then they get together and they mingle, and people will start separating, and then they did their thing, and then we would have special nights. So we have cocktail hour, and then we would have like a game, get to know you kind of thing, like the dating
Yeah.
timer thing, stuff like that. So,
Speed
yeah.
dating.
Yeah, that's it.
Speed dating.
So yeah.
You could actually, and this is for my own personal need and use at the moment because I'm doing online. That's right. That's right. I'm doing online dating. So don't judge me.
No judging.
Hey, we're human beings. We're social creatures.
That's
We're
right.
supposed to be social. So you could create something right here in the New England marketplace. It's just like an overnight to some really nice resort
Oh, yeah.
and have like 50 single people there.
Yes.
When is that going to happen?
Let's talk. We'll do it.
Well, I'll tell you what else I want to talk about is the niche that I suggested you
I
get
know.
in.
Now I'm a very oh yeah, that made me very excited that day when you just went, and it felt like the crack of the sky, and,
Right?
and the God came down and angels were singing. That's happened. Yep, it happened. It did. That's what happened.
You know what? I was at an event the other day. I spoke on Tuesday. I invited a bunch of people from that event to come to my engagement on Thursday. And the woman who had been at the Tuesday event came to the Thursday event. And we started talking about cause marketing and what kind of cause she could market. And she told me that she was into elderly people and, of all things, wreaths, like Christmas wreaths.
Okay.
So with her, I said, well, imagine if you got all the elderly folks together making wreaths. So now they're out doing something that they enjoy, and even giving the wreaths to other elderly people who can't make them because they have arthritis or something. She started to cry. She started crying. Her friends were kind of, and we were all kind of laughing. I said, see, it is breaking the veil or getting the tears flowing. It's tapping into something that really turns you on and then going for it. So what we talked about was actually helping business people do some retreats.
Yes.
Because retreats are so popular. I mean, people don't really want a workshop or a training. They want an experience. They want to get in there and have an experience. Even the people who aren't outgoing and gregarious still want to be in the environment of
Exactly.
like-minded people to really get the juices flowing and have that human interaction, bridge the humanity gap, as I call it.
Exactly. And I've been researching, and I have a few people that have approached me that have retreats that are interested, that want to do that with me. So if I have an interest, I know to go
When
to
you
them.
have an interest.
When I have an interest, there we go. When I have an interest, I already have some people already there waiting for me. And one of them is in Chile. It's absolutely gorgeous place. Absolutely, right at the wilderness. You look out there, and there's waterfalls, and just the beauty itself. Yes.
Chile. Who'd have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? And it's beautiful. It's cabins, 12 cabins, or they have a hotel with 8 or 12 rooms. They have a sauna. They have 2 pools. Everything. So it's definitely a.
There are so many places to go that I've never even heard of. It's amazing how many places there are. You'll see a picture in a magazine, boy, that's old-fashioned, online.
Still look at magazines.
Online, and you think, wow, where's that? And you read the name, it's like, what? Where is that?
Costa Rica is absolutely gorgeous. It's all different places. All
Costa Rica,
different-
yeah. I've been there twice, and that's the howler monkeys. Have you ever been to Costa Rica?
No, but I've heard of it. Yes, yes. That's in my list of dreams to go to. So yes.
The howler monkeys are about the size of a house cat, but the noise that they make sounds like the biggest King Kong gorilla you've ever heard.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I would make the noise, but I don't think that they'd appreciate that in the microphone. Really loud noise. And when you're new to Costa Rica and you're in the hotel and you hear King Kong times 10 outside, it's pretty
And
intimidating.
you're blonde, so you never know.
But the funny thing is,
movie.
it's just like being next to a railroad track or being next to a highway, that's really busy. After a while, you don't even hear it. Isn't that bizarre?
Oh, it's like my backyard. It's all wood, and all you hear is the frogs. And after a while, they're so loud. But after a while, you're like, what? What frogs? Oh, them out there. Yeah. So I know what you mean.
Right. I used to live next to a train track, and people were like, doesn't that bother you? Doesn't that wake you up? What? Oh, no. It's almost soothing after a while.
It does, yes.
It's like, oh, yeah, the monkeys are out there. So what about places here in the New England marketplace to use for a retreat?
Yes, there's plenty of them. Plenty of them. Arizona, California, many of them. There's one in Montana. You can even do a dude ranch style, which that is something I want to go to. And there's so many in New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, so you don't have to go so far away.
Especially when the leaves are falling. The leaves are lovely.
It's gorgeous, and especially that the area that you can go. There's so many retreats there that you just get out there and just look at the leaves changing. It's an amazing area.
Well, and to do business people retreats, I mean, my God, you talked about how smart you are to get on Facebook and look for the groups that are interested in these different things. Lord, the business groups are just endless.
And you have to think, if you're a business, you want to do something for your people, and what it does to them, it increases their feeling inside, because they want to do more for you because what you do for them back. So it just increases productivity for your job. It's all a win-win situation. And that's something that businesses usually say, oh, what am I going to do? Should I just give them an incentive, like a little reward, a pen or something? If you do this and do as a retreat, and it doesn't have to be work related, it can be educational, it can be something new, an experience. When they come back, you're going to have a total different employees working for you.
So you could actually reach out to corporations and talk to them about these retreats. And, for us here at the Happiness Jungle TV show, we've decided to do a guest appreciation gathering. So in a few weeks from now, when we do this guest appreciation gathering, Lyn-Dee and I are going to talk about having a retreat in the fall, which you're going to help us put together.
I've got 5 places for you already.
Awesome. Well, we need to get on a Zoom and talk to her because, of all the guests we've had about 100 plus, and not all of them will be there because some of them are national and international. But think about it. Anybody that's been on the show has got a mission, a method of some sort, some kind of madness, some kind of a book. They've written a book, or they're an author or speaker, some kind of mover, shaker, influencer. So to actually invite those kinds of folks, and have 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 of that kind of, I mean, what a great conversation, what a great weekend to spend with people and have activities and experiences. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I'm actually thinking that it would be fun to go zip lining.
And I know the place to go. I've been trying for the past 2 years to do it, and every time I got there, it would all be closed or too many people. But this year, I'm doing zip lining. Honey, if you hear this, we are going zip lining.
Well, and since you've been a guest on the Happiness Jungle TV show, you'll be in the room when we lay out and introduce our retreat. And so you might as well just come go ziplining with us. And as a matter of fact, when I was in Costa Rica, I did the zip line there. It is the world's longest zip line.
Yes, it is.
And you get on one of those big flatbed trucks that holds 40 people in the back of it, wide open, just long bench seats. It's taken an hour to drive up this hill, dirt roads, up this hill. And the zip lines, once they get you all harnessed up, the helmet and all that stuff, you get the big pylon, you zip down a few hundred feet to the next pylon, get off, get on another line, zip down a few hundred feet, and do 15 times.
Wow, okay.
So that's why it's the world's longest. It's not one that's just for an hour. It's like you zip off. It took 2.5 hours to get back down. And some of them were more steep and like, whoa! And some of them were like, oh, I got stuck, and I have to tell you. So,
did you get stuck?
Well, what happens is the way the line is, sometimes you run out of gas, you run out of momentum, especially when you're not as heavy as other people. But we call them little monkey boys, the guys that were working the line. So they would just and climb out and hook onto you and pull you on
pull
in.
You down.
So when they would crawl out, now you're looking down like thousands of feet, like down, and so they come out, and this was an ongoing joke for years. This happened like 4 years ago. And they can see it on your face. You're like, what's going on here? So he hooks up and he says, it's okay, mommy.
I love it.
So one of the girlfriends that was with me, I was telling her the story because it was just me and Monkey Boy out on out on the line when he said, "It's okay, Mommy."
There you go.
And so that just became a thing. So she would call me up and just say, "It's okay, Mommy."
We should get you a shirt for that too.
There's so much opportunity. So much
There is
opportunity out
opportunity.
there.
Yep.
So in the last few minutes of the show, let's talk a little bit about you personally. How do you keep yourself motivated? How do you keep yourself inspired? You know, we're entrepreneurs, we're business owners, we're moving and shaking and making it happen. Nobody else is setting our schedule for us. It's up to us to create our own income, impact, influence on the world. What do you do?
My influence, my children. I want them to see that they can do it too. No matter what anybody says, no matter what society thinks or anything, that if Mom can do it, even at her age now, which I am young.
50 is the new 30.
Well, it's 46, but okay, we'll go
Well,
with
that's what I'm
that.
saying, though. You know, you're not even 50 yet, so that means you're
But-
26.
Yeah, I like 26. Well, it's pretty good. But I wanted them to know that they can do it too, no matter what age. Even if they, took them 20, 30 years to figure out what they want to do, they can still do, and that's what I believe in. And then if I keep going, even if 10, 20 years, I sell the company and I'm living up, in paradise land with, Cabana Boy and my husband.
Cabana Boy and your husband.
That's right.
Cabana Boy came before husband, but I'm not going to point that out.
He's watching this, so I'm in trouble now. But, if I'm enjoying my life,
You're a
at least.
dream maker.
It's a dream maker. As long as I'm enjoying it, that's the most important thing. At the end of the day, if I'm happy, my husband's happy, and the kids are happy, everything else is going to work out for me.
That's the thing, and that's really what I go by right now, because there's so many different business opportunities
Yes.
that I could jump in to do this and do that, and I've got so many connections and all, but if I don't feel congruent with it,
Yes.
if I'm not aligned with it, I don't care how much money's in it. I don't want to do it. I only want to do that which I want to do with the people I want to do and the time that I want to do it,
Exactly.
and spend as much money and much time doing as I want to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Because if you're going to do it and you're not happy about it, you're really not fulfilling your dream. You're not fulfilling your passion. You have to fulfill that first. And that the most important thing is loving you, loving what you do, and then it transcends everything else.
So on the days that you wake up and you're not quite as spunky as other days, do you just look at pictures of your kids, or do you do affirmations, or do you go to church like anything
Meditate.
else? Meditate.
Him and me, we talk. We talk a lot.
Yeah.
And things in life sometimes will make me want to crumble and put me, go in a corner and, suck my thumb and I'm done. I just want to do it. But I do talk to him and I'm like, you know what? I can do it. It's a bad day. Fine. Let me shrug it off and I'm going to keep going. And sometimes when I do that, that's when something happens really good. So that's what I got to do.
Well, and it's important that our viewers know that, not every day is perfect, and that's
Oh, no.
okay, And actually, when people ask me how I am and I say that I'm fabulous, fierce, and on fire, part of the reason for that is I've conditioned myself to say that now. I literally, if I want to take it, I have to really think
Yes.
hard to say good if I
Yes.
really don't want to be out there. But when I say that, it just jazzes me up. And
It
so,
does.
it's an affirmation that I use. But we're coming to the end of the show, Miss Lucy. It's been my honor to have you here.
And I'm honored to be here too.
And I'm so
Yes.
glad to know that social media can make us social. We
does.
can. But you can't hide behind your computer and your keyboard, and you have to be able to reach out and say, hey, I want to meet you. I want to touch you. I want to feel you and smell you and get a hold of you and give you a big hug. And that's what we did. Happiness Jungle TV show here signing off. Thanks for watching today.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.